Hey, unpacking some games, and my computer would lock up if I interacted too much with it. So I decided to just yap while I'm waiting for my games to unpack. It feels like every time we get really close to thinking, okay, surely things have calmed down. All of a sudden they stop fucking calming down, and things get way worse. I'm not too keen on that cycle continuing, but hey, what are you going to do? I have a lot of fucking notes here because a lot has happened in the 2.5 weeks um since the last video, and the culture war has spun up into something that is even more fucking big, like Gamergate too big, and I want to yap about that too. I saw one of the guys I subscribe to, Gaming from Scratch, I think it is. Um, he made a fucking video about Godot, um, and he sounded so scared. He sounded so fucking frightened to talk about it at all, and to come off as political. I make it no secret that I'm a fucking liberal, right? I sit firmly in the center. I think both sides have good points, and that extremes are probably the worst thing to do. Um, I'm not really too shy about that, but it just struck me how dangerous the culture war is, in a lot of different ways for media personalities in particular. Luckily, I'm not a media personality. This is my fucking job, so I can talk about whatever I want. But we're going to get to that later. First, I want to talk about GPT. So GPT-01, that was hyped up as the strawberry model, right? There's this ongoing joke in AI circles that no AI, well, I don't know if Claude can do it because I don't fucking pay for anything. I don't pay for AI. I don't know if GPT could ever spell strawberry. No, that was it. Okay, it couldn't tell you how many R's in the word strawberry, which was very funny, right? It would say there's like 2 R's in strawberry. Um, it just couldn't fucking do it. So GPT-01 was being hyped up instead of GPT-5. I don't think we're getting GPT-5. And I think there's a couple of reasons as to why that is. So for one, um, the strawberry thing, it's a good marketing joke. And it was hyped up in that way. We had profile pictures on people on X that were like Joaquin Phoenix from the movie Her. Her is the movie where an AI becomes so fucking like, I don't know. It's something about an AI and like having a relationship with an AI, and like it's the thing that Japanese people have been doing with Hatsune Miku holograms for like 10 years now. So it's nothing new to me, but okay, whatever. Also, thing about that is that the voice of the AI in Her is Scarlett Johansson, I think, and Scarlett Johansson denied OpenAI for using her voice for their AI model. They did it anyway, and and it was very creepy. So, number two is that this model doesn't really do anything special or different compared to the others. But if they say that, if they say that out loud, I think the AI bubble would pop right here, right now. And I'm still waiting for that to happen. I'm still waiting for the AI bubble to pop. I can't wait to see it. It's very exciting. I think that AI is stagnating to the point where, okay, AI doesn't struggle to remember what the fuck you last talked about anymore. We have enough tokens. That isn't the issue. The only place we can go from here are algorithm changes and changes to the efficiency of our models. This did neither. You can't call this GPT-5 and then it has a marginal performance increase. I still think, if we're going according to the benchmarks, I still think that this model is being kicked, like down and out kicked, by Claude. I think Claude is still better in a lot of different tasks. What this does, what GPT-01 does, is it's recursive thinking. They call it thinking. It's just recursive prompting, right? If you ask it a prompt, so 2 plus 2 is 4, and then normally GPT will say 2 plus 2 is 4. Yep, sounds about right. And it'll just give you the fucking output of 2 plus 2 is 4, and that's it. But with recursive questioning, what it'll do is it'll take 10 seconds to mull over the question. It'll reprompt itself without your input. It'll reprompt itself and say, is 2 plus 2 actually 4? Is 4 actually the answer? And what is your source for calling it 4? And it'll do that. It hides, so GPT hides the line of questioning from us. It was available in the demos, but they hide the line of questioning because I bet the line of questioning is very fucking stupid and it's very baseline. And you were probably already doing it whenever the fuck GPT would hallucinate, giving you an answer elsewhere. Sorry, going back to the reasons why they called it O1 instead of GPT-5, it has to be a marketing thing. I think the bubble would have popped right here if they called it 5 and the shit was not something brand new. and it is not something brand new. People are like, oh yeah, GPT can think. It's thinking now. It's not thinking. That's this marketing speak. It's not thinking at all. It's recursive prompting. The same thing would happen if you just asked it, if you just copy and pasted its answer and you gave it back to it and you said, are you sure about this? That's all. And I don't know, man. It's a bubble. It's going to pop eventually. I know what it is because, like, I say this, and it feels like I say it in every fucking video, but I can't help it because it's so true. AI is useful. It is not that useful. It is useful in the sense that it can tell you information that has come before, but that is all it can tell you. It cannot synthesize new thoughts. It can give you the illusion of it, but it can't do it yet. We're not there yet. And after this bubble pops, I think that's when we're going to start like digging into this thing of like, what happens if AI is actually fucking useful in XYZ way. Starfield came out with their DLC expansion. That was very okay. It was shit. And I'm scared for Elder Scrolls. I made that long ass fucking video about how Starfield can be fixed. Not a single fucking mod has touched on any of the things I talked about, and no surprise, it doesn't feel like life is being put into that game at all. Also, if you're asking me why I'm unzipping these things, for some reason, RetroArch, because I don't want to install these emulators and fucking juggle the EXEs around. I'm sorry, there are no EXEs on Linux. I don't want to juggle all these fucking applications around. I want to have it all in one place, and RetroArch does well enough. Ryujinx is dead. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Oh my god. Do I even have a note for that? I don't even think I have a note for that. We'll talk about that later. I'll make a note for it right now. Oh my god. Ryujinx is dead. Green-X is fucking dead. We'll get to that. We'll get to that later. Yeah, so Shattered Space, absolute dog shit. I'm sorry. No, continue this. I'm unzipping because RetroArch, for some reason, on the ps2 emulator, on the ps2 core, it doesn't recognize the compressed files. It doesn't recognize 7-zip. So after I'm done unzipping all this shit, I'm probably going to not zip it back up. I'm going to compress it into GZ files. I think that works on my Windows install. I'm going to see if that carries over. Hopefully, I'll test it out. We'll see. Because, like, as you can see, like, the file size difference is massive. Like, Armored Core 3 went from just under a gigabyte to almost 2 fucking gigabytes. Like, the size is almost double. This is not good, and I am running out of space. I have like 200 gigabytes left on my computer. So, we're not doing great. Okay. Anyway, yeah, Starfield. No one's really following nobody's doing any of the fucking tenets that would revive Starfield, make it better, and that's sad to see. It's not like I'm a fucking like an oracle. Like, it's not like my word is gospel and you should do exactly what I say, but it's very obvious that all the mods that are coming out for Starfield are just reskins, and this game is nowhere near. It doesn't have anywhere near the passion or drive to get itself fixed. So I guess my optimistic idea of modders wanting to fix Starfield. Hell, did I even have an optimistic idea? I don't think I did. I'm pretty sure I just said, yeah, it doesn't look likely. And I'm probably right. It doesn't look likely. I don't think modders want to fix it. I don't think there are any modders left that have the talent to do something on the level that would fix Starfield. And the only hope we had left was Shattered Space, and Shattered Space is an absolute shithole. It's an absolute shitfest. Can I open this without my Windows thing crashing? How about I switch? All right. Ignore how like weird these duplicate things are. I still don't understand how Lutris works. I fucking hate using Lutris. And if I could go back to Play Night, I would. But I played the fucking Shattered Space thing before before I got onto Lutris. I've had to reinstall it multiple times. It wasn't very pretty, but I got around to playing it, and it's just mediocre. It's just not that fucking good. Like, as I hear it, from some of the people I watched, the entire expansion is only like 3 hours, and that means I'm basically already 1/3 of the way through the expansion. I moved my save file over because luckily I kept that around my documents. My documents is something that they backed up, but yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad that it's like that. And this shit isn't saving anybody. They said it was going to be the Far Harbor of Starfield. It is not the Far Harbor of Starfield. Not by a fucking long shot. It's sad to see. Very sad to see. Back to this. This makes me in particular very scared for Elder Scrolls. Because this is them at their best. This is them at their theoretical best, at their prime, at their peak. Where they say, "Fuck it, we can make this. We're going to show you our fucking design chops." And their design chops are minimal. It looks like this is them in their element, focused. No procedural generation, even though there absolutely fucking is procedural generation. I can't emphasize it enough. This is procedural. They just got out a fucking scraping tool and they scraped away some of the procedural bits to make roads. And that's how there's not procedural anymore. But most of it is still procedural. They also said it was going to be the entire fucking planet. It's not for Harbor. It's not an entire planet. It's too expensive. It's $30 fucking dollars. There's so much to say and so little to say at the same time. It's a fucking paradox of mediocre design. And if Elder Scrolls is this, I'm beyond worried. Really quick, I just wanted to go to Starfield and like just yap about like the credits for these quests. So lead quest designer Will Shen, God bless you. This is the only game he has credit on. 34 games, 1 game, 14 games, 14 games, 1 game, 8 games, 8 games, 1 game. Here's what I'm getting. Here's what I'm understanding. Hold on, but before I say this, let me like verify. All right, there's no narrative. All right, there's no story. What do you call it? What do you call this guy? Writing director. Oh God, it's just Emil. It's just him. Oh no, there's nobody else. Oh no, it's just Emil. So Emil sets up the framework, but the quest designers are the ones who work within the framework. I don't think Emil made a terrible fucking framework here. I don't think it's horrendous. I've seen worse. It's just that, okay, here's the assertion I was going to make. The assertion I was going to make is that it feels like for every junior, there's 2 seniors. And you'd think that'd be okay, because juniors have the bright ideas and seniors have the methods to implement it. You'd think that makes sense. But in truth, it doesn't really work out that way. And it's a bit worrying. Here's all the credits for Morrowind, by the way. Jesus Christ. There was not a lot of fucking, like, writers. Oh, okay, here's something else that's, like, different, is that the writers are the quest designers. They're the same people. The quest designers in fucking Starfield are just quest designers. They don't really do anything else. Let's talk about Skyrim. Is that any different? Not on the Alexa. Jesus Christ. 2011 version of Skyrim. Credits. Quest design. Okay, yeah, you see, the writers are the quest designers. It's the same people. Here's Will Shen. There he is. There's that guy. There's old boy. They're the same people. And it makes I've talked about this before, this issue that we have where everyone is hyper specialized into doing one fucking thing. But back in the day, it used to be like this. It used to be that everyone did everything, more or less. It's not uncommon to see people that are multidisciplinary. I'm not saying that all the environmental artists would be character artists, but I'm saying that like your quest designers and your writers doing very similar jobs, they're connected in this way. Starfield's only writer was credited as Emil. And that's no good. And Skyrim didn't even have the best fucking quest, but it feels better than fucking Starfield. That's for sure, right? How about Divinity? Divinity Original Sin 2. I want the second. All right, this is a little bit after Skyrim. It's 5 years after Skyrim. If we go down to, they don't even have quest designers. They just have writers, just straight up writers. Isn't this? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? They have an entire division for writers, and Starfield doesn't. Starfield has nothing. And are these people all experienced? Not that experienced. Not that experience. Not that experience. It feels like they got some writers and they just threw him in. And they brought him back for Baldur's Gate 3 because he did a good job. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Like, 1 game. You don't need a whole lot of fucking experience. I've been saying this, game development is not difficult. It's just time consuming. Anybody can walk into this and do it. It's just that you just need good direction. And I think that leaving Emil as the director is the issue. Emil isn't a terrible fucking world builder. I'm pretty sure he made the dragon language, which is incredible, right? That's an incredible talent. He's incredibly skilled, even though it goes like overlooked. But god damn it, man. This is bad. It's bad that it got this way. It's bad that it's like this right now. Are the Shattered Space, are the credits for this out yet? No, they're not out yet. You can just assume it's the same people. It's not great. All these people. And I don't know what to say, bro. I feel really bad. It feels like the priorities were all fucked up, and our writing director isn't a very good writing director, and he's definitely not a good design director. He should have stuck to writing. Like, Emil belongs in writing. I don't think Emil should leave Bethesda. I think that he should be demoted into, like, the writing department. He should become a senior writer, and he should hire on a team of 6 or 7 other writers to help him flesh out the fucking world, because we can't let him do it by himself. And we need a different design director. Todd is too far gone. He's too high up on the totem pole. He's too out of touch. His team are working through layers of abstraction just to talk to him. It's impossible to get a hold of this guy. The studio is too fucking big. It's too fucking big, bro. I get it, right? So we need somebody else here. Somebody that can do Emil's job. Because I don't want to say this guy's a fucking fraud, because people have been saying that for years. But like, it's obvious with Shattered Space now, especially. This is the fourth time, Emil. This is the fourth time he's fucked it up. Anyway, so the Minecraft update is coming out. Let's talk about that. The creaking. Okay, here he is. This is the creaking. This is the new mob. That's coming along with the new biome that has the pale oak, whatever the fuck. They're not showing it, of course. It's just white wood. I hate that we're getting more colors of wood instead of more types of wood. I think this is very boring. And this mob is obviously inspired by the recent trend in modded Minecraft where everyone's trying to make the cave crawler or whatever the fuck. Everyone's making their own version of that, and horror Minecraft's had a fucking renaissance. I don't hate it. Anything that lets players express themselves, I'm happy to see. I'm happy to fucking see players expressing themselves like this. But I don't play horror games, and so this definitely doesn't fucking appeal to me. And anytime I see a fucking pale wood biome, I'm just going to avoid it. It's just another feature, more development time that's going into another feature that I'm not really going to interact with. And that's kind of been the issue with all of these Minecraft versions and this one coming up. It's a bunch of shit that I have no reason to interact with. And I hope to be able to address this in my redesign of the game. But like, I'm not a fan of this at all. It looks underwhelming. It's not the end of the world. And like, I like to, whenever I get pissed off, I like to contextualize it with, it's free. It's free. It has been free. Minecraft has been free for many, many years. And on Bedrock, they have a microtransaction shop. And so all these stupid little fucking console players, or people who are stupid enough to get on Bedrock Edition, they pay for the game. Well, I don't have to pay a cent. And for that, I'm happy. I'm grateful. I'm forever thankful. Thank you, Bedrock players, for letting bullshit like this get developed instead of meaningful features. Also, they're increasing on how fast they're updating, which is interesting. But yeah. So Assassin's Creed Shadows is delayed. Star Wars Outlaws is dog shit. And Avatar, whatever the fuck is forgotten. And Skull and Bones is forgotten. It's, I don't want to say it's funny, okay? But Ubisoft are going to fucking hell. And it is crazy. It is crazy how fast these guys are going to hell, bro. Like, hold on, let's see their discography. Okay, here we go. So, the last bop, the last time Ubisoft hit a bop, when was it? Is it Mario plus Rabbids? Do we count that? Maybe. Far Cry 6 was mediocre, I hear. I didn't play that one. I hear some people played Immortals Phoenix Rising, but I was like, wait, that's a Legend of Zelda clone. I'm not going to play it, you shit. This earned a lot of money, but I don't think anybody liked it. Valhalla is what I was talking about. Legion, that was a flop. Oh my god. Have they just been eating shit? How long have they been eating shit for? Brother, tell me this is a joke. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I don't think that was as well received because they had like the Battle Pass and like the time savers, right? Like people hated that. And look at how many fucking versions. Ultimate, Gold, Deluxe, eat shit. The Crew 2, nobody fucking cared about that. They care about it now from retroactively they care about it. But that game's a fucking flop. Far Cry 5, I'm pretty sure that was a fucking buggy mess. Nobody really cared about that. But they care about it now retroactively. Assassin's Creed Rogue, everyone forgot about that. I fucking forgot about it. For Honor. This was a big deal. And no one talks about it anymore. Rainbow Six Siege came out. That's pretty big, right? Wildlands, we forgot about that. Assassin's Creed Origin. Okay, this is the one that like completely changed up the formula. I'm going to be talking about this a lot today. But gamers have this disgusting fucking thing where they retroactively go back and say, actually, that game was really fucking good and I really liked it. Assassin's Creed Origin was a breath of fresh air. Everyone fucking loved this. Everyone was like, finally, something different. We weren't too sure on why the fuck it had RPG elements and why you couldn't one-shot certain enemies. Because it was a bit strange the game this turned into. It turned into like kind of like Dark Souls, which is weird to a lot of people. But it was a breath of fresh air. Everyone was fucking sick and tired of Ezio. They were sick and tired of the fucking trilogy. They were sick and tired of assassins being assassins. Don't let anyone fucking fool you. The last thing anyone wanted at this point was another Assassin's Creed, but this time we're in Japan. No one gave a fuck. This was amazing to most gamers. This was the narrative. The narrative back then was that this would save us. As we know now, this did not save anyone. This was a mess. And this was the last time that Ubisoft were good. So 2017, they are in hell, right? Their stocks are in the fucking gutter. I hear that it rebounded. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, they're going back up slowly. It's still not great, but the idea is, and the reason this is happening is apparently Ubisoft is getting like they're getting threatened by Tencent to get bought out. Now remember, Tencent are not your friend. I just want to remind anybody this like sighing in relief. Oh, finally Ubisoft can go back and make good games, whatever the fuck. Vincent. No, Tencent. Holy shit. Here we go. Tencent. So these guys are not great people. They aggressively monetize their fucking games. And of the games that like they do have like a backing or a hold of, they're very like throwaway. Like, have you heard of Luigi Set? It's just Chinese shit. It's just Chinese bullshit. There's nothing amazing about Tencent other than the fact they throw their fucking money around like no one else, and that's scary. That's very scary. You should be very frightened that Tencent is coming in. If Tencent gets a hold of Ubisoft, say, oh man, it gets worse. It'll get worse than this. I promise you that. Ubisoft is going to hell for a lot of different fucking reasons. I'm just now learning recently that their Skull and Bones game costs almost 800 million or billion. I hope it's million. It has to be a million. Yeah, $850 million. I almost fucking fainted when I heard this. This is crazy. We'll talk about like the culture war and all that shit later. But like, I think this is the reason. This right here is the reason that Ubisoft is going into the gutter. This is the biggest hit. What is this weird AI pixel art bullshit, bro? What am I have to block this site. I can't come back here ever again. This is disgusting. Ew, man. Anyways, so Power World is getting fucking sued. Listen, brother. Okay? I said this when the game fucking first came out. I'm shocked that it wasn't sued earlier. And it's weird the way it's getting sued. It's getting sued over mechanics, and not because that's a piplup and that's a Gardevoir. That's not why it's getting sued. It's not getting sued for this. It's getting sued for the mechanics, which is weird. I think that there's something to be said about how easy it is to bypass copyright. Like, have you seen those let me see if I can find one. Like, bro, Bram's Torners. Be for real. Be for real. Tunage, maiden of the Ninja Girdles, okay? What's good? Adventure Man. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. But I'm not saying that Power World, I am saying that. That's exactly what the fuck I'm saying. But listen, if these people couldn't get fucking sued, get their pants sued off of them, the Chinese ones are worse than the indie ones, I think. This is him, man. Oh no, in China, they just straight up say it. They just straight up say who it is. Here's Spider-Man. But like, what the fuck is the action figure? No, China has a different problem. China is perfectly willing to steal what you have because China, their IP law and their culture, it's conducive to thieves. Half the fucking technology that China has is stolen from somewhere else, mostly fucking America. We're not going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about like how hard it is to prosecute this. It's very easy to get away with, and so I guess this is why Nintendo didn't really go with the very obvious, that's Gardevoir, we should sue these motherfuckers. And instead they decided to go for game mechanics. But that's kind of dangerous because setting a precedent in court of law is that's a bad thing, obviously. Yeah, like, and this is what I was thinking myself. Nintendo, I'm not going to say these guys are good guys. They're not good guys. Nintendo are terrible fucking people. And I just started talking about, I did not mean to come back here. I just wanted to close wherever the fuck popped up here that I cannot see. So I guess it's fine. Nintendo just wanted to like they just massacred another fucking emulator after killing Yuzu. Yuzu was kind of understandable, but they've been killing fan games and all this for years and years and years. Nintendo are not good guys, but they could have been so much more aggressive. This is where they drew the line. And I'm not exactly sure like what's going on internally that made them say, fuck it. We want these guys dead. I'm sure like after this game came out, their legal department were waiting for this game to reach its highest. Waiting for this game to reach its like top heights or whatever the fuck. Now they're coming in for the kill. They want them dead. I understand. I get it. I guess. I get it. Maybe. Like, this is obviously Lucario, but they couldn't nail this down because this is difficult. To prove in a court of law, this is difficult, apparently. So they have to do this. But doing this with mechanics sets a very bad precedent, and I'm worried of other people using this exact same court case to chase down anyone that's like, for example, Final Fantasy could sue you for doing turn-based combat or activity-based leveling, because Final Fantasy 2 did that first, right? So I don't know. There's a lot going on there, and I'm nowhere near equipped enough to really understand legally how big of a deal this is. There's a lot of people blowing it up like it's a big deal, but those people were also the same people who were sucking off Power World and saying like, fuck Nintendo and fuck Pokemon, Power World, blark, blark, blark. They were doing that all day, every day. So I'm not really sure if I can trust them. So I'm just going to have to wait. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to see. We're going to see how bad it gets. Project Renee. Okay, buddy. Listen, I might not like talk about it a lot, but I do play a lot of The Sims. Okay, I haven't picked it back up since I moved over to this computer, and I say picked back up intentionally because I have a boycott against EA and I have a boycott against Ubisoft. So, uh, take that for what you will. But I don't think. Okay, there's a lot of confusion going on. I don't think The Sims would look like this, would they? Okay, there's a lot of there's a lot of magic that can happen with post processing, right? Post processing can do a lot, but it looks like they kind of already have their first post processing pass, and these are fantastic character models. Look how low poly that is. That must be super efficient. And considering that most people have hair, it's like I understand. Anyway, this looks like a fucking mobile game. The UI screams we are a mobile game, and people are getting very very upset, and for good reason. If this comes out and it's a fucking mobile game, I'm praying for Pair of Lives, but I'm not holding my fucking breath. Sims 5 was canceled for this, by the way. There is no Sims 5. It's Sim 4 for life. Pair of Lives, I don't think is going to be enough to save anyone. And Inzoi, the fucking Chinese game, as you can pick up on my tone, I don't really believe in Chinese studios like that, except for the guys who made Dice's Sphere program, because those guys are fucking goated. But a lot of these studios do not really, they're not really in it in this for the same reasons that we're in it for. Inzoi does not feel like it is what the fuck we need. And Paralives is it takes a long fucking time. It's an indie team. The scope is very limited. They're not gonna be able to do it either. If there's anyone that wants to go into the life sim market and take it over, this is the time to do it. This is absolutely the fucking time to do it. Like Sims 4 has a lot of tooling. This is a lot of advanced technology, right? Like this is basically not procedural, because it's not procedural. What the fuck would you call this? Game states? Nope. State machine. Okay, we have state machine interactions here. If and statements basically saying if active, if passive, if secure, then. This is super impressive. Very impressive tooling. Very very impressive to look at. Very impressive to see. But do you need this to make a good Sims game? No. And so, once again, if anybody want to go in and take over the life sim genre, now's the time to do it. Paralives isn't going to save anybody, and EA are still EA. Naturally, I'm not going to buy this game. I'm not going to pay for anything. Why would I? I have a boycott. So Eric Adams, mayor of New York, is going to fucking hell. I'm not going to pull that up. I just want to keep watching the loading bar. Eric Adams is going to fucking hell. That guy has a corruption thing that's going down all the way to the fucking media. It goes all the way to the fucking chief police. It's everywhere. He spreads his corruption like roots. I heard from a friend that New York police are out there getting fucking trained in Iraq. I'm sorry, in Israel, and then coming back home to the United States. What the fuck are the NYPD doing getting trained in Israel? I don't even know if that's true, but I kind of want to believe it because it's funnier that way. There's a lot of problems here. There's a lot of issues. And I don't know what the fuck's to be done. I feel like corruption like this that goes so deep down it's not just systemic at that point. It's people are complicit, right? I firmly believe that the reason this wasn't outed earlier is because the chief of the New York Post. What the fuck is their newspaper name? I forgot. I feel like the chief of these media companies are in cahoots with people like Eric Adams to keep this out of the headlines. I do not feel like media is as unbiased and as fair and as like objective as it used to be. And the fact that like people have been shit talking Eric Adams for decades, and he's just now getting his comeuppance. This is absurd. It's kind of how like people have been calling Drake a pedophile for decades. Like people have been saying that like Diddy was weird for decades, and it's just now coming out into this. It's stupid. It's very stupid. Anyway, Internet Archive is going to hell. I don't know why I put it like that, but yeah, they lost some court case about books or whatever the fuck, and yeah, it's not going great for them. I don't think they're going to like die entirely, but this is a huge blow to the project. It was the huge blow for preservation if you were actually using it for that. I think that when I build my home server, I'm probably going to build a couple of nodes just for the Internet Archive so I can like help out that project because I respect what it does. It's a damn shame it's going to hell though. Damn shame they lost. Something Amazon, something Kindle, something closed ecosystem and walled garden, something Apple. There's a lot more to say about that, but I'm not really too equipped to talk about it because I don't really use Internet Archive that often. Emulation is going to hell. This is a multifaceted issue. One, influencers can't shut the fuck up, right? How many influencers do you see talking about, oh, these are the fucking games I have, and these are the cores I have, and this is where I got these games. You see these games? I'm not going to tell you where the fuck I got these from. All right, on the record, I dumped these myself. Own all of these games, obviously. I'm not gonna tell you where the fuck, like, I'm not gonna tell you what core I'm using. I'm not gonna fucking expose these things, right? Because I'm not a fucking idiot. However, we have influencers out here, who insist on telling you, fuck it. Here's the ROM for Super Mario World. Like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? And this is where I got it from. Bro, you have to shut the fuck up. Oh my god. You have to shut the fuck up. Please, I'm begging you to shut the fuck up. They just don't care. They don't care at all. Listen, if you're on my wavelength, okay? You and me are in the same crew. Do not tell these idiots where we are going next. Do not let them follow us. We have to gatekeep. All right? It's so important that we gatekeep everything that we're up to right now, because this was a slaughter. Everything that's going on. How many sites died? And just like, hold on, let's find out. Sorry for the fucking flashbang. Can I get like whatever? Sorry for the fucking flashbang. Hold on, let me bypass this real quick. Okay, here we go. So a lot of piracy sites just got fucking cut down. Like this is the biggest raid. Like a lot of sites. I'm not talking just fucking like TV shows, but also like anime sites. Like hundreds of sites. Like some of the biggest hubs for surface web piracy taken down, cut down into fucking trash. And emulation is alongside them. All right. Like the biggest issue with all of this shit is that the word is spreading too fast. We keep telling people where the fuck we get our sauce from, and it's spreading like a disease. It shouldn't be, but it is, and that's sad. Hate to see it. Like I used to like the idea of more people in our spaces and more people talking and more people sharing around the techniques that they're using and how they're doing XYZ. I do not like that anymore. A couple months ago, I talked about how Yuzu got fucking killed and how I thought it was because they had a fucking Patreon for early access builds of their fucking for their thing, and there was people posting pictures of them playing the brand new Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom on Yuzu, and that called Nintendo down like a fucking warhawk. Well, this time something similar happened, but there was no exclusive build behind Patreon. There is still Patreon. However, Ryujinx, there was some idiot, another which is just a retard, bro, just a fucking retard, posting on Twitter saying, "Look, here's Legend of Zelda, the new one where it was top down or whatever the fuck. Here's that on Ryujinx." It was just a fucking screenshot of it 2 weeks before the game came out. Oh my god. If you're going to show it, don't show what emulator you're using, you fucking idiot. Like, there's rumors going around that the guy is somewhere in South America, and like the police knocked on his fucking door and gave him the deal, and he took it. I'm sad. Sad to see it. Next, we have North Carolina. They went to hell. This one isn't very funny. I was a bit baffled when I saw it. I didn't really know what the fuck I was looking at. Like it didn't look real. There's one picture in particular that really took me out and made me say there's no way this shit is right. I don't know if I can find it, but there was one picture I was looking. Yeah, this one. Like, brother, does that look real to you? I thought this was a fucking joke. Where did everything go? Where's the road? It's all gone. I've heard like terrible fucking stories here, and like there's lots of reasons to be upset about this. But yeah, I'm not even going to talk about like FEMA and like the misappropriation of funds, and like in the last video I talked about how we probably shouldn't be giving money to fucking migrants when our people need them, when Americans need the money, and I'm not getting into that. I'm not going to get into that. Holy shit, it pisses me the fuck off. If that is real, I'm not sure if it's fucking real. Because there's a lot of fucking liars on the internet, and like there's a lot of reasons to divide us, and I don't know. I don't know, so I'm going to hold my fucking tongue. I don't know what's going on. What I do know is that chip sand is gone. 40% of the world's like silicon usage sand is gone because of this flood. It was just very unlucky. So a quartz mine, like a quartz sand mine, this is very important for the production of chips. And with this AI race that we have going on right now, this might be a bigger deal than I'm able to like focus on right now. I'm not really able to conceptualize how much 40% of the world's population is. But if there's anything to hope about, I do hope that it hits Nvidia super fucking hard. I want them to crash and burn. They are selling shovels in the AI gold rush. Not a single fucking company has turned a profit, yet they're selling shovels. I want them to get hurt by this. I do. But these guys are well insulated. That's a lot of fucking money going through their pockets. I don't think it's going to happen. I just want the AI bubble to pop, man. I just want it to be over. I don't know how much of this is recoverable. I hope we can get back to like normal operations eventually. But yeah, it's kind of fucked. It's kind of fucked what's going on, man. It's fucked. Hate to see it. Also, infrastructure. The entire East Coast, like the entire like infrastructure of like the southern states and like the Bible Belt and the fucking New England, like the infrastructure here has always been lacking. It's always been behind. It's always been the fucking gutter. It's always been trash compared to like the West or the Midwest. It took us forever to get fiber internet. And like we're feeling the pain of that now because like cell phone towers are getting knocked out. Pipes are bursting and like people don't have fucking water. Um, these houses are all old, like hundreds of years old, like, and they've never been fucking renovated because renovating costs money. Um, the infrastructure of these places, these bridges are old, these railroads are old, like these towers are old, like it's all old, it's all old as shit, and we're feeling the cost of that now. Like it's coming back to bite us here. Apparently, Starlink and satellite are the only ways people are like able to connect, and it's causing a huge fucking issue that infrastructure is like this. Also, state spending down here is like super fucking low. I don't know what they spend their money on, but in the South, there's a culture, and I know this because I was raised in the South. There's a culture of short-term planning. Like the voter base here, they don't know their local representative. They don't know what projects their city has in store. They don't go to their city's website and look up the long-term plan, like the 10-year plan for the city. They don't know these things. They don't really give a fuck. So it's kind of, I'm not going to say it was inevitable, but they were very susceptible to dangerous things like this. And I hate to hear that. I don't know how much I want to talk about the U.S. shipping. At the same time, this disaster is going on. Every port on the East Coast basically just closed down. The dock workers, 45,000 people went on strike, to fight automation and get higher pay. I don't mind the higher pay part. I think that there's a lot of money to be earned. A lot of money flowing around in everybody's pockets. Everyone should be rich. Everyone should get money. Everyone should get rich. Absolutely, I agree with that. But automation? You're fighting automation? Oh, good luck, bro. Like, good luck. Like the 77% pay increase? Sure. I think you could reach that. Automation? Guys. And it's a catch-22, right? Like, if machines replace them, which machines are absolutely going to replace them after this, like they basically crippled America. Machines are absolutely going to replace these guys. Where do they go? What happens? I don't know. It's like what's the fucking solution here? What happens when machines replace us? Universal basic income was supposed to be it, but people are saying this is not fucking working. I don't know because I'm not educated on economics like that. But brother, if these people get replaced with AI, 45,000 people get replaced with AI machines and like fucking geofencing, like robots, they'll unload these carts. That looks inevitable. It looks inevitable not just because the strike happened and it crippled the economy, and we have that fucking that asshole leader coming on us. I'll cripple you. I'll cripple you. That fucking asshole. Even without him, this was inevitable. Robots were always inevitable. I don't know. I don't know where these people go after this. Oh, the strike's over. Man, did they get the 3 days? 3 days. Did they get what they wanted? Okay, it didn't last longer than 3 days. But that was like $15 billion gone. It looks like we shrugged off the impact. Did they get what they wanted though? That's my question. So they ended their strike today. They got 6% wage increase. Uh-oh. I have to block that site. Wall Street Journal. Reuters. $5 billion a day. So this was $15 billion gone. It ended. They agreed to a wage hike. I don't see shit about automation. It only extends the current contract to January. Two sides will talk about further issues like automation. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. So the strike ended and they didn't get anything about automation. What's going to happen to them? Where these people go? There's 45,000 fucking jobs. Where'd they go? I don't know. Fuck. Fuck, I hate that. Oh, I hate that. I hate that's happening. Fuck. I don't know. That's really fucking sad to see. Apple's getting sued as well, by the EU again. That's not really noteworthy in my opinion, but you know it's happening. Oh yeah, Valve's going to hell too, bro. We talk about Valve. I feel like we have this silent thing going on where we're not allowed to say, yo, Valve taking 30% when they don't manufacture any discs is crazy. That's crazy and it's stupid. It's stupid that it's happening. It shouldn't be happening. But nobody wants to talk about that part. Like Steam is the savior. Steam is going to save us all. Nobody wants to talk about how fucking Valve is fucking us in the ass and bending us over backwards. Like, oh no, you can use Steam keys. Some Steam keys. Like, there's this suit that's going on from the developers of Overgrowth, the game where the rabbits are fucking kicking each other so hard their necks snap and they die instantly when going impact. Very very gruesome game. How the fuck do we even begin to describe this? Those guys sued and said, "Yo, Valve, we can't price this game differently on other marketplaces because you guys are like chokeholding us for some reason. Why are you doing that? Stop doing that." Valve said, "No, go fuck yourself." Recently, Valve's defense on that, "Go fuck yourself," got overturned, and so now Valve put out a fucking agreement recently that said, "Yo, you guys are allowed to sue us now, but if you do, you lose your account. We're taking your account away." Yep, all your games. We're just going to fucking delete it. Um, I wish it wasn't so fucking taboo amongst gamers to like actually tell like, yo, Valve, they're not just like bad at getting games out and like supporting TF2. They're not great people. They are a corporation. Like they're not on your side. No corporation is on your side. But gamers are gamers, and what the fuck are you gonna do? All right, you can't save everyone. Stop trying to save everyone. My game is probably gonna be published on itch, Epic, and probably not GOG because GOG is doing 30% as well, and they offer half the fucking features that Valve does. And once again, they do not publish. They're not out here putting shit on discs. Like a publisher is already 20%, and Valve wants another 30%. GOG wants another 30%. Fuck off, brother. No, your little fucking storefront is not important enough for me to be doing that. Right? Oh no, the player base, the player base have PCs. Okay, they download games from elsewhere all the fucking time. They've been doing it before Steam. They will do it after Steam. Steam is not the end all be all. Yes, they like all their games in one fucking place. All right, I get it. But this is absurd. 30% is absurd. You can catch my game on Epic and itch, okay? Itch, I'm going to give those guys like 12%. Epic can catch their fucking 9% where the fuck they ask for me. Like, that's more reasonable. That's so much more reasonable. I don't fucking like Epic. I like Tim Sweeney a little bit because this guy's like pro-consumer and I fuck with pro-consumer stances. Just like I fuck with Gabe. Like, that guy's pro-consumer as well. I fuck with both of them because I'm a fucking centrist. I'm a fucking liberal. What are you going to do? But Valve is unreasonable. 30% is unreasonable. And the fact that we're opening up this conversation again is good. It's a good thing. Don't ask me about fucking Israel and the Desert Wars or whatever the fuck, because I'm opinionated and uneducated, which is a dangerous combo. However, you can ask me about Russia digging their way into our fucking social spheres and like infiltrating our institutions and like making bots to drive wedges in between us, because on that I'm opinionated and educated. How much longer do I have on this? Okay, there's still a lot. There's a lot of games left, okay? It's a long video because I have nothing else to do. Because if I click anywhere on this screen, I'm pretty sure it's just going to freeze and it's going to crash. And I'll have to delete whatever ISO is in progress and start over. Oh wait, can I play? I don't want to test it. I don't want to test it. I don't want to test it and find out. I can't be fucked. I'm not going to click anything. I'm not clicking. I'm not doing it. So, all right, here's the big topic. Godot. I'm trying to stay rational at all times when I talk about stuff like this, because this Godot situation in particular is very touchy. And like I said at the beginning of this, I have like this guy that I follow, games from scratch, and he was very scared to cover this Godot thing. Once again, I'm opinionated. I don't really mind it too much, but I understand why he's scared. Getting drawn into the culture war when you don't really want to be in the culture war is probably it's one of the worst things that can happen to you, because saying that you take no side gets you attacked by both sides. Saying that you take both sides kind of gets you written off. So that's kind of the stance I take. I take on both sides. So the story of this starts when Godot made a stupid little fucking tweet about showing off their woke games. So it's supposed to be where you show off your LGBTQIA plus TT SUV. I don't know. The acronym is stupid now. I stopped at T. All right. Sorry, everybody else. LGBT. That's all you're getting from me. It's supposed to be where you show off your LGBT game. And some guy was like, "Yo, stick to the engine. Stop doing this politics shit." I get it. You're an engine. You don't really, you know how like Walmart did the fucking gay cookies, like the rainbow cookies. Like, shut up, corporation. Shut up and sell your stupid fucking Oreos. Just stop doing this fucking shit. All right, do what you're supposed to be doing. None of this nonsense. And they got blocked. Now this person was a fucking platinum backer for Godot, meaning they were giving them $100 every month. And it's just one of the many fucking cases of people getting blocked and banned from Godot. Not just like the Twitter and the communication platform, but also from the GitHub, from where people contribute code. This is an open source project. This is an open source engine, and people are getting banned from the GitHub for saying stick to the engine. Stop doing the politics. There's a lot of like circumstantial stuff, like apparently one of the communication team members was using the hard R, like just spamming it nonstop, and so that came up. When you're a communication specialist, you're not really supposed to be using the hard R. No one's supposed to be doing it, but especially not the communication specialist. But whatever, bro. That doesn't really bother me as much as like the other shit, like people getting banned from the GitHub. I don't really care about that. I don't really care about what the community manager does in their own time. Then there's this other shit where the Godot project put out a fucking apology after fucking banning everyone, and they said if you want to get unbanned, write us an apology letter. They basically say submit a form and we'll unban you. Maybe that rubs me the wrong way as well. They also try to like clear the fucking air. They try to like change history where they say that we fully disavow XYZ moderator and the stuff they've done. And they are running an unofficial server. However, the unofficial server used to be the official server, and a new server was created, and that's what they're calling the official server now. But both servers have been official. So I don't know, man. This is a mess. This is a massive fucking mess. But the number one thing that I'm trying to like figure out is like, okay, the community is fracturing in a lot of different ways. We're fracturing our resources, we're fracturing our populations, we're fracturing ideologically in a place that previously didn't have any fucking ideological fracture. Like it's Godot. We are all Godot. It's open source, baby. Fuck Unity. Fuck the man. Fuck corporations. That's where we were. And this one tweet has ruined all of that. It's all fucking gone. All because of one tweet, and that's amazing that happened. But where are you going to go? Yes, you developer, you Godot developer. Where are you going to go exactly? Where are you going to go back to Unity so they can fuck you in the ass again? I will never trust Unity again. Okay? Are you going to go to Unreal? Unreal is way different. You can go to Unreal. I'm not saying you can't, but if you want to make a 2D game, Unreal is still not the wave. Unreal still does not have it. Paper 2D is not going to save you. So where are you going to go? Well, some of the community decided to create a new project called Redo. It looks kind of, I don't know how it looks. I don't know how it looks yet. I'm still waiting to hear more on it. It looks like they're getting contributors to fix some of the very old and long-standing bugs that Godot has had, and get those cleared out. But all projects get laden with bureaucracy when you're open source. It's always glacial to move, and so I'm not sure how successful Redo is going to be. But are you going to move to it? Probably not, man. It's a pain in the ass. Like somehow this engine, this tool of making games, this tool of game development, it's been co-opted into the fucking culture war because a bunch of fucking community managers for the engine, not developers for the engine, community managers have decided, fuck it, this belongs to us now. They just fucking impress themselves. They spread themselves like fucking worms and vines, and it's disgusting, man. It's disgusting to see. It wasn't supposed to be like this. It's just a fucking engine. Who cares? I understand why people are scared to talk about this. But now it's my business, you know? So first, I want to talk about like my history with the culture war, because I think it's kind of important. And it makes my like bias kind of clear, and why I'm not too partial on these people taking over another fucking thing and imprinting themselves upon it. So I grew up on the internet mostly. I wasn't taught everything by the internet, but the area around me was kind of dangerous. It was very stupid of you to go outside, especially at night. It's not like I'm from a third world country. I'm in America. It's just, you know, I wasn't in the best of hoods. Right? Wasn't smart to go outside, so I keep my ass inside. Keep your ass inside. Do your dirt, and don't do your dirt. Don't do dirt at all. And I tried my best. I wasn't always successful. I was still exposed to shit I probably shouldn't have been exposed to, but it's better than nothing. I grew up on the internet. I'm exposed to places like 4chan. I've seen videos of pigs getting their heads cut off with chainsaws while they're alive. I've seen dead children. I've seen a lot of horrible things, and I feel pretty much normal. So if you're worried about your kid getting brain rot from TikTok, I assure you, like, it's probably not as serious as you think it is. This stuff kind of goes in one ear and out the other. It's probably not a big deal. But my point is that I grew up on the internet. I've been exposed to terrible fucking things. I know how bad the world can get. I know how dark it can get. I've also been introduced to the rules of the internet, you know? Like rule 1 of the internet is don't believe everything you read on the internet. And like I've grown up in the age of anonymity, and like it's super important to have like a cool username with an X and a Z at some point. That was the era I'm from. I'm from the infancy of the internet. I'm from the era where we just moved from transitioning from dial-up to modern cables, or whatever the fuck we use now. I still remember the sound of like the internet connecting when I was like 5 years old, and after I was 7, I stopped hearing that. The noise went away. The point is that I grew up in this. And naturally, as someone who grew up on this part of the internet, I was also a gamer. Pretty much all of us were. We used to be all the same in that way. It was very homogenous, right? We were all like this. I was a gamer. Still am a gamer. If you couldn't fucking tell by what's on my screen. I'm a gamer, bro. And as we got to like 2012, 2013, games were they're okay. The industry was okay. It wasn't fantastic. We had a few issues where gaming journalists weren't really doing great at being gaming journalists. And now we have to get our game reviews from people like Screw Attack and from like video creators, you know? Like you get your reviews from YouTube. You don't get your reviews from like these publications anymore because you can't really trust them. Like they're being shifty. They're being weird about the reviews. We're not sure why. It's around this time that we have the Zoe Quinn thing. Five Guys. Oh my god. This is just funny to fucking look at. But after the hee hee ha ha wore off and the drama of like, all right, this girl is sleeping with fucking 5 different men and cheating on her boyfriend. It's like, wait, these 5 men are all influential games journalists that influence how people purchase games and how we interpret games, how we talk about games. These are powerful people that she's sleeping around with. And her game is getting objectively boosted and reviewed where other indie games are not getting that spotlight. She's getting unfair treatment. And that's where like the first roots of Gamergate started, where it's all about ethics and games journalism. However, at a certain point, we started to get infiltrated by the worst types of people, the worst kinds. This fucking this random gay guy, Milo Yiannopoulos. He'd never played a fucking video game before in his life. He's as bad as Anita Sarkeesian in that way. Never played a fucking video game before in his life. However, he decides to come in and throw his fucking hat in the ring, and somehow he elevated himself to become a figurehead of the movement. At this time, I stopped paying attention to it. I stopped fucking caring because I'm like, all right, guys, this is stupid. Why the fuck are we talking about feminists and shit? I don't think the feminists are the real issue here. The real issue are the journalists who sleep with the feminists, right? But nobody wanted to talk about that. So this is where I hopped off Gamergate. That's my history with this thing. I've always been in the center, more or less. What we're seeing now with Sweet Baby and DEI and all this is it's the culture war part 2. It's Gamergate part 2. And it's the part of Gamergate that I was not experienced with. Is the part of Gamergate where it is all about pushing your agenda. And both sides are guilty of this. I'm not saying this because I'm a fucking fence sitter. Both sides use revisionist history, and I've pointed that out before in this very fucking video. Both sides fucking do this. It's disgusting to see. Like, there's grifters on the right in particular, on the fucking, like, anti-DEI side, on the fucking anti-Sweet Baby Inc. side, there's grifters. And these people are, like, inflammatory, you know? Like, this pendulum, it swings, and it looks like the anti-DEI crowd are winning this time, as opposed to the feminists who won last time. And we're seeing the results of them winning all the time when you get Assassin's Creed Shadows. And you're getting a bunch of juniors running seniors' positions in studios. And you're getting a bunch of fucking red tape and, like, a bunch of fucking calls for inclusivity because that's what people think works. They think that's what sells. But as we've seen, that doesn't really sell. And it hasn't sold for a long time. Good games sell. It's not about your themes. I don't really care if you make a black protagonist because it doesn't really feel natural. It doesn't feel genuine. You know, the last time I saw like a genuine black protagonist? I'm sorry, it's not the last time, but it's the one that stands out the most in my mind is Saints Row 2. Bro, you start off the game, there is like 20 different black hairstyles in that character creator. We do not get that often, right? Saints Row knew what the fuck was up. Like, that was more than GTA. That's amazing. And we don't get that. That was genuine. And I don't feel that anywhere. This fucking Assassin's Creed trailer had Yasuke fucking killing motherfuckers. It's a rap music. It's like, be for real. For once in your fucking life, be genuine. Like, have a genuine bone in your fucking body. Anyway. So, that's my experience with the culture war. And the pendulum swings, and both sides are guilty of revisionist history, and neither side plays the games that they shit talk. Anita Sarkeesian doesn't play games at all, and Milo Yiannopoulos didn't play any fucking games at all. Who are these people? Why the fuck are they leading these movements? And like, all this does is it makes us, like, it makes developers in particular insulate themselves, and for good fucking reason. I get it. I wouldn't want to talk to these crazy motherfuckers either. These motherfuckers have lost their minds. Like, they're batshit. They're unreasonable, and we're atomized. You know, we're atomized. It's not just games, but like I've noticed this thing since 2013 where America has become an atomized society. We've become bipartisan, become separate. We live in parallel ways. We're atomized politically, romantically, financially. Like we're connected in the ways that we shouldn't be connected in. We're cursed with knowledge that truthfully we're probably happier not knowing. We're flooded with a constant stream of overstimulating information that we have no educating nor training on how to verify or research. There isn't enough time in the day to do so. Like, even if you did get training or learn how to do it, who can be fucked? We can't handle it all, so we turn to tribal fiends who stick with one another and stick with one another who think like us. Particularly, I mean, like sometimes it's fine. Like tribes aren't a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to be around people you're familiar with. But the chiefs of each tribe turn out that they're just predators, and they screamed louder than the rest. Like Milo was just a fucking predator who screamed at the top of his lungs that he knew what he was doing, and somehow he convinced everyone of that. It's not true. Like more money and engagement are generated from rage than any other emotion in the society in which we live right now. Like it beats every other fucking emotion. Journalists are in the pockets of corporations and governments. Like we don't know who or what to believe anymore. So we pick the closest thing that matches our tribe and we stick to it. And, like truth is relative. We are in a post-truth society. People do not care what is truth anymore. It's about how we feel. And that's the worst place to fucking be in. Like rats and snakes that we were trying to avoid find their ways into our organizations and communities, and they tear us apart from the inside. They drive wedges between us. And like that Shia LaBeouf thing was a joke back then. He will not divide us, but God, maybe he was smarter than I gave him credit for, because we are divided. And it goes from the top down. The internet has an uncanny ability of making reasonable people unreasonable. We used to be civil. We used to be kind to each other, at least on the surface. But now, I don't know if the blame is anonymity in general or extreme and bipartisan rhetoric that infects every facet of life, from the media to politicians, that old lady running the food stall down your road. The results the same. No one is willing to be open and honest. No one is willing to risk being hurt or ridiculed. And while these mistakes used to be one-off things, now they're permanent scars that will be tied to you forever. Never again will you be alone when you need to be. Never again will your world be quiet. The internet is how you pay your bills. It's how you keep in contact with your old friends and family. It's how you know if a hurricane is coming in your direction. It's how you'll know if the local water supply is infected. It's everything. And you will never escape from it. Even when your body is cold and rotten, your flesh and bones feeding the worms, you'll still be alive in a way. You'll be cursed with a real and permanent immortality that goes beyond the bounds of any obituary. Even when the memory of you fades, the data that you left in this world will remain. Another stain on humanity's painting, another cluster of bytes hoarded within a server's hard drives. You will feed the machine that will exploit humanity until there is no humanity left to exploit. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's too late. Oh, that's sad, bro. It's sad. Oh, that's unfortunate. It all ties in together, bro. I'm sick of it. I'm tired, man. It's sad times that we're dealing with right now. Like the fact that this is happening, this fucking Godot shit, the fuck Culture War Part 2, Gamergate Part 2, it's sad. All of it is fucking sad. And the only solution that I can think of is to fracture ourselves further and gatekeep our communities. Just like this fucking emulation thing, we have to gatekeep. There's no other option I can think of. We have to atomize more. We have to fracture further. And hopefully, when we squirrel ourselves away into these small places, where we no longer have to communicate with each other, we have time to heal. Like, we have to galvanize against this type of shit, man. But we won't. And so you have to take everyone you can save and put them on the fucking boat and say, all right, sayonara. I say this all the time, man. You can't save everyone. You just can't save everyone. I'm sorry. You can't do it. It's not possible. It's not viable. It's not feasible. Like, are we ready to talk about the indie web? Like, what is it called? NeoCities? Are we ready to talk about that? I don't think so. I don't think we're ready. Nobody wants to learn CSS again. The days of MySpace are over. You know, like, my nephew can't navigate a fucking file system on his computer anymore. Like, like a file downloads, he doesn't know where the downloads folder is. I almost puked. I almost puked in my mouth. I was very upset. You know, I can't believe this is still fucking going. Look, man, I'm just gonna unpack the rest of this shit off screen, and I'm still thinking about the Minecraft video. Okay, look. Here's an issue I'm running into. So the Minecraft issue, I'm still stuck on the hunger. I think I've kind of got a handle on how I want to tackle it, but I'm not entirely sure. There's a lot of let me find my documents for Minecraft. Like, I have a lot of like alternate features, but I'm not exactly sure how they should work out. The food problem alone is a big deal, but what about enchanting? So something I realized looking through the old Minecraft documentation is that originally Minecraft was going to have magic, like spells you could cast, because it was an RPG. Remember, it's a clone. I'm sorry, it was inspired by Dwarf Fortress, so magic was going to be on the table, um, as were vampires probably. And it kind of got into the game in the form of the fireball that you can throw, the fire charge, and now we have wind charges. Those are supposed to be magic, but it doesn't really cast like magic. It's not really used as magic. It's kind of used as like a one-off tool inside your toolbox. And so, like, I'm not too keen on like honing in and making magic again, but enchanting being the only thing that has anything to do with runes and like floating books and all this, it feels bad. And I kind of want to expand on that. I kind of want to like design something for that. And I want it to work with food. I think. I'm not sure yet. I think I want it to work with food. I think I want this to be the solution to this thing of we have all this food, all of it does the exact same fucking thing, and you're not really sure what the fuck you're supposed to eat and when you're supposed to eat it. And I don't want to just do a thing of like you getting power scaled off of like you get like there's a mod called Spice of Life Carrot Edition where eating unique food will boost your maximum HP. That's cool for modded Minecraft, but it doesn't really fit the spirit of vanilla, and so I'm probably not going to be doing that. But I want this, like, I want magic to work with food. I think that's the answer. Is eating food going to give you a certain buff? I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. Like, there's 3 methods that people have been using for food in RPGs and survival games, right? We have potion effects, so like, you eat this food, you get attack up. You eat this food, you get movement up. We have nutrition, so like, in Project Zompoid, you'd have enough protein, you get strength buffs, I think. Or you train your strength faster. I can't remember which one it is. And then in Valheim, you have comfort. So food will add to your max HP, but it only lasts for a certain amount of time, so you always have to go back and get more food. But I want to incentivize you to create more advanced and complex foods and meals. I don't want you to just fucking eat normal carrots all the time. I want you to make the golden carrots. I want to incentivize you to make these more expensive meals to make them worth your while. But okay, you have a cow farm. You have 800 pieces of steak. Why the fuck would you ever eat pork chop or fried chicken? Why would you eat them? These are the issues I'm running into. I want to justify it without beating you over the fucking head. Because remember, incentives are better than punishments. So I want to incentivize it. But vanilla is a tight ship. Vanilla is tightly designed, so this is difficult. I'm still struggling with it. Anyways, I'm fucking off. I only have like, I don't know, 4 more games to unpack. And then I have to delete all the duplicates, and I will be left with 200 gigabytes still. I have to start compressing it. I have a lot of shit to do, okay? I have a lot of shit to do. I'm fucking off. Talk to you later.